representing purpose, data types concept, and variables concept there. This is the final point. So one language related data types and variables may be different with other languages. For example, Java data types are different there, Python data types are different there. In Java, variable syntax differently there. In Python, variable syntax differently there. So language to language, data types concept, different data types may available, different variable syntaxes may available, but every language providing the data types and variables concept. This is the point you have to remember it. So we are learning here Python language. In Python, what are the data types there and how to creating variables for representing the data of the organization. So this is we have to focus it. Understanding? So simply here all languages, all languages, all languages providing or else all languages supporting the data types and variables. So one language related data types and variables may different with other languages. Guys. Simply here I'll write one language related data types, and variables may be different, guys. May be different with other languages. So language to language may be changing. So what are the languages we are using? So in that language, what are the data types there? How to creating the variables like that? How to focus it? That is the concept here. Okay, na? So Sunday no class, guys. Up to Saturday again today class. Okay, remember. So one language related data types and variables may be different with other languages. So we are learning Python. In Python, what are the data types there? What are the variables there? So that is we have to focus in. Okay. So okay, discuss about these all things slowly. Now coming to the operations part, guys. Coming to the operations part, second part. So now here, all languages, yes, operations of the organizations we can represent by using any programming languages. For example, we have a Java, .NET, Python like that. Using all languages, we can represent operations part of the organizations. Okay, so every programming language providing functions concept and methods concept. Every programming language may be providing functions or methods or both functions and methods also for representing the data part of the organization. Okay, na? Simply these points only you can copy and paste, guys. To represent the operations here, you can write operations. To represent the operations of the organizations, all the programming languages are providing functions here. Functions or functions or methods, methods or both, guys. Okay, this is the point. So some languages providing only functions. For example, C language. C language to representing the operations part of the organization. C language providing only functions concept. Via the functions or through the functions we are going to write the business logics. C++, Java languages providing the only methods concept. Using the methods business logics we are going to write. Our Python language providing both functions and methods concept. Python is a functional oriented programming language. Python is a object oriented programming language. So which languages are supporting the OOPS principles, object concept, object oriented concept, then methods also supporting those languages. Okay, na? So in Python using functions, using methods, we're going to write business logics, guys. Remember. So language to language, these function syntaxes, method syntax may be differently there. In our Python, how we are creating, that is, we have to know it. Okay. One language related functions or methods, functions or methods, functions or methods related may be different with other languages. Language to language, these functions related syntaxes or methods related syntaxes are simply way of creating functions or methods may be different from language to language in every language, guys. So we are learning Python related functions, how to creating methods, how to creating, that is we are going to focusing. If you are learning Java, in Java, how creating methods. If you are learning C, in C language, how creating functions, like that, people focusing. So forget about the C, forget about the Java. We are learning here Python language. In Python, how we are creating the functions, how we are creating the methods, that is important to us. All of you clear, guys? So finally here, this is the main concept. So every organization contains data part and operations part. Data part means like this, data of the particular organization or particular object. For example, bank customer I'm considering here. So data here, customer name, customer ID, customer address, customer account number, like that. And operations, what operations can do by this customer? Customer can deposit the money, can withdraw the money, can check the balance inquiry, like that. Different operations may be performing. So now this data part, this is the data, guys. So this data representation purpose, what is required? This data representation purpose, what is required means, so these data types and variable concept required. Data representation purpose, I'm telling. Okay, these operations representing purpose. Operations representing purpose, what we required. So these functions and methods we required. Some languages providing supporting functions, some languages supporting methods, some languages supporting both. Okay, here every language supporting data types and the variables concept. Language to language, these data types differently may available, variable syntax may available differently. Same like here also. So Python related we are going to discussing. Come on, all of you understanding, guys? Why required to learn about the data types and operations part? Come on, let me know confirmation. So far, is it clear? Then I will discuss about the data part.
Hello.
Okay, and be ready, guys, in the chat box. So based on your confirmation, I'll get clarity you are following or not. Okay, now comes to the data part, guys. So data part related, we require to learn about the data types and variables. Already we discussed about the variables. In Python, variables, guys. Variables related, already we discussed. Variable is a named memory location which is used to store the value in a memory, which is used to access the value from the memory also. For example, a equal to 10, like I'm writing. So this is the variable syntax. Variable name equal to variable value. Already we discussed, guys. Because of this line, in Python memory allocation, when memory is creating, in that memory value 10 storing, and this is the referencing by this variable a. So a variable is a named memory location. This is one memory location. So for this memory, this is a name, guys. Okay, identification name for this memory. A variable is a named memory location which is used for storing the value in a memory and accessing the value from that memory also. Using this variable name only, we can access this memory related value. And we can identify the what type of value is there in that memory also using this variable name, guys, with some functions. So this is about the variable. Variable syntax in Python, variable name equal to variable value. And also I said one more point, a variable name can get the value in different ways. So directly value we can assign, and another variable reference we can assign like this. And next one function, one expression result we can assign, guys. This is expression, addition expression. This result I assign to this variable. So this is nothing but variable name only. Variable name equal to value. Value can be here expression result. So a variable can also get the value using the functions. For example, addition. Okay, here the something some like I'm writing. So add of 10 comma 20, like I'm writing. This is one function, guys. Coming this, we will discuss about the function. Okay, somewhere here the function related logic I created. So whenever I'm calling this function, these values sending to this function location. Finally, result coming to here. So this result we are assigning to this variable. This is a variable name equal to here function result. function calling statement guys. So these functions how to creating later we will discuss. Simply function result also we can assign to the variable. So like this already I discussed guys, and variable is a identifier. Variable is a one of the identifier only. For creating variables, identifier rules we are going to following. Come on, let me know in the chat box what are the identifier rules. Simply let me know what are allowed in an in a variable. For creating variables, what are the things allowed here? In this name, what are things allowed? Come on, let me know, guys. Abhi space allowed, huh? Did you check that one? You given space. So here, first name equal to Virat. Is this allowed? Is this allowed? You said the space allowed. So this is not allowed. Okay, no? So space is not allowed. Only letters, either upper letters or lower letters. Letters allowed and digits allowed and underscore symbol also allowed. Remember that. So now here I'm going to use 1, 2, 3 name equal to Ramu. Is this allowed? Is this allowed? Characters and digits there. Okay, in identifier digits allowed, but in first position not allowed. In a first position not allowed. That's why error coming. So now here I'm going to use here. Is this allowed? Is this allowed? Simple one. First letter is there and then followed by n number of digits, no problem. Okay. Now here I'm going to use this one. Is this allowed? This one. Samir, you given no. You given no. Somebody is given no, guys. So here character there, underscore there. Identifier contains character, underscore, and digits. I said only underscores and characters only there. This one allowed, but not recommended. Allowed or not is different. Recommended or not is a different. Carefully identify the answers. Allowed is working. Recommendation, recommended or not means not recommended. This is not coding standard. Okay, so but not recommended. But not recommended this one. But working. So only with a single underscore separations, like you can use n number of underscores. But continuously don't use a number of underscores. These all rules, remember guys, n number of times we are going to discussing. Okay, check it that. Okay, so I hope no need to discussing about the variables concept here. This variables concept no need to discussing. Already we discussed it. So forget about this one. Now come to this data types. Okay, so what is the data type? What are the data? Sorry, what are the data types are available in Python? Like we will discuss, guys. Okay, no? Yes. Now comes to the here data types of Python language. Simply data types concept. And coming days we will discuss the data types concept related more clearly. So here just overview I'm going to give, guys. Okay. So data types are nothing but some of the keywords of the programming languages, guys. Data types are nothing but some of the keywords. Data types are nothing but some of the keywords of the programming languages. Programming languages. So data types are nothing but some of the keywords of the programming languages. In every programming languages concept, keywords concept there, guys. In every programming language, in C language, in Java, in .NET, in Python, keywords concept there. Some of the keywords are acting like a data types concept. Some of the keywords are acting like a data types concept. That's why I given this point. Some of the keywords of the programming languages only, considering like a data types. We are used to specify what type of data has to store into the variables. Okay, no? Now here I'll continue this one. Which are the used to store the, which are used to store the, which are used to store the, or which are used to specify, guys, which are used to specify specify the what type of data has to what type of data has to be stored into the variables okay na? Okay, simply I'll break here. So now check it guys. Data types are nothing but some of the keywords of the programming languages which are used to specify the what type of data has to store into the variables. For example, Java, in Java guys, in Java, see here, int is one keyword. Int is one keyword. Int a equal to 10 semicolon, like we are writing. Semicolon also required in Java. So this is the data type, integer type data. This is the variable name equal to variable value, semicolon also required in Java. Semicolon representing termination of the line. So next immediately one more line we can write here. Okay, like that. So here, before assigning this value to this variable, what type of value allowed to this variable we are representing using this data type. So that's why we can consider this one as a static memory allocation. Static memory allocation. So Python is a dynamically typed programming language. It means, so before the variable name, no need to define the data type. So based on the value at runtime, dynamically deciding what type of memory is required for this value. So that's why called as the dynamic memory allocation supporting. Okay, so which languages are supporting dynamic memory allocation, considering like a dynamic programming language. So is Python dynamically typed language or not? Asking. Yes, Python supporting dynamically memory allocation, like you can say it. How can you say, if anyone asking, you have to explain this answer. Okay, so remember guys. So now here in Java guys, here int is one data type, long is one data type, and float is also one data type, double is also one data type, separately there guys. So in Python, we don't have any keywords like this. Simply like this we are writing. Simply we are writing like this. Okay, na? So why means Python follows the dynamic memory allocation based on the value. Is it int or is it a float or like that? Python automatically deciding itself. That one remember. That one remember. So simply in Python, so we are going to write a equal to 10. Like this we are writing. So for example, b equal to 20.50. This is a float related. So in Python, the int type, float type, only two types we have guys. One is a int, one is a float. But here the int, long, float, double, like numbers related. So many types there. Number representation related, many types there. Different memories. For example, for int this memory, for long this memory, for float this size memory required, for double this size memory required. So memory management is more important. If you are choosing Java, you are only responsible to managing this memory guys. So this is all making lot of burden on the developers if you are choosing, or if you are a Java developer. But if you are a Python developer, so no worries about this memory management. Based on the value, how much memory is required, what type of memory is required, everything is decided by Python. This is one of the biggest advantage. Python reducing burden on the developers. Simply, Python developers no worries about the memory management. Understanding? So remember that, guys. So now here in Python, what are the providing? I will explain. So what are the data there? So I will say today one material, guys. In that material, like this theoretical information, much more there. Just you can go through line by line. You will understanding everything. Okay, Python is a dynamically type language or not. How can you say it like this? All explanation you are getting, guys. So next, coming to here. Python data types are categorized into two groups, guys. Mainly, Python data types are categorized into two types. Okay, now, so what are we will discuss? Python data types are categorized into two types. So they are simply first one is fundamental fundamental data types is fundamental data types, and the second one is collection data types, guys. Collection data types. Okay. Python data types are categorized into two types. So we have several data types in Python. All are dividing like two groups: fundamental group, collection group. Okay, like this, two types there, guys. Data types. So this is the data type concept dividing like two types. So under this, what are the data types comes? Okay, under the fundamentals, what are the data types are coming? Under the collection data types, what are the data types are coming? That is, you have to understand. Fundamental data types also called as primitive data types, guys. Fundamental data type also called as primitive data types. Collection data types also called as non-primitive data types. Just for your knowledge purpose, I'm giving this one. So primitive data types, and next this one also called as non-primitive data types. Okay, na? Sometimes when you are attending interviews, what is the difference between primitive and non-primitive data types? What are the data types are comes under the primitive and non-primitive, like asking. So a lot of people focusing on only this one, fundamental and collection. So suddenly when they are asking about this one, I don't know about this one, my sir not teaching, like that thinking. Okay, so all are nothing but same, only remember it. So now first one related, we will discuss as fundamental related. Fundamental data types related, now we'll discuss. So the variables which are represented with the fundamental data types are stores the address of the object. The variables which are represented with fundamental data types are storing the address of the object, in which we can represent only one element only. Only one element only, guys. For example, in Python, variable concept, variable name equal to variable value, like we are writing as. So here, this is a variable name, guys. Using this variable name, how many values we are able to store? Only one value in a memory allocation. Only one value we are able to store, guys. 10 value I'm storing and referencing using A. Okay, next, this is which data type means int type related, guys. So int, remember. And next, I'm going to use one more, b equal to 20.50. So this is like a float related, guys. Float related. Okay, so immediately here that float value 20.50 stored in, and this is now storing with b, guys. Okay, representing with b. So here using one variable at a time, one value we are able to store in the memory. So these kind of data types are comes under the fundamental data types. All of it clear? So here under the fundamental data types, into float, boolean values also. For example, active is active equal to true or false, like we are writing. So here only one value we can save in the memory, like that. And also, guys, and also here name equal to. So now here Ramesh, like I'm writing. So here even though many characters there, many characters, guys, in between the quotations, either single character or group of characters, if available in Python, considering like a string. So this entire string is also like a one value, one type of value, only characters related, I mean string format related data. Okay, only one type of data here, integer type of data, here float type of data, here boolean type of data, here string type of data. Like using one variable reference, only one type of value, if we are able to store in a memory at a time, then considering like a fundamental data types. Are you clear? Next, the second one is what, collection data types related there, guys. So this is opposite to this fundamental. It means using one variable reference in memory allocation at a time, different types of values, different values or many values we are able to store at a time. Then considering like collection data types. For example, here, so list obj or object, simply list object equal to, list means in Python square bracket, guys. So this is a integer type value, this is a float type value, and this is a high message string type value, and next here the 1 comma 2, this is a tuple related. Okay, like that. Finally we can close this square bracket, guys. Here we can close this square bracket. See here, integer type, float type, string type, another tuple type. Parenthesis means the tuple type, and any other data types if available, every type we can use it if we want. So using one variable, this is one variable list object. My variable name is list object. So using this reference, many values at a time we are able to store in the memory. Then these kind of data types, considering like a collection data types. All of you clear? See here, b equal to 20.50, and something is act 2 wait, is act 2 equal to something false, like we are writing as so these all are the fundamental types related. We can consider it name equal to something Ramu, like I'm writing. So when coming to the collection data types related, so using the one variable reference in a memory location at a time, many values we are able to store. For example, lst list equal to, now here we can use guys string related, and we can use here and next we can use a list also 10 comma 20, and like this different values we can use here. And the next billion value, okay, complex values, all you can use it. See here the different types of values there is billion value, list value, tuple value, string value, float value, int value, like that. So different types of values there using the single variable reference in memory location at a time. These many types of values we are able to store. So these kind of data types are considering like a collection data types. Okay, then collection data types, guys. So under the collection data types, so list data type coming, guys. List type coming, and the next tuple type also there, and the next set type also there, and next dictionary. So simply dict we are calling, full name is dictionary, guys. Dictionary related. Okay, so like these data types we have, guys. So for example, this one copy, and this representation related, like we can write, and next this representation related here. Okay, tuple related tup, like I'm writing, and parenthesis we can use like a parenthesis. We are representing like this, guys. And next set related, so set set one, like something we are writing. Set means curly brace related, so we can write something hello, and false, and 1 comma 2, like we can write it. So this is a tuple of curly brace related, comma separating any type of values we can use. Right now remember this one. Later when we are discussing set related, more rules I will explain it. And next, when coming to the dict, so for example, dict1 equal to curly brace related key value format, guys. Key value format, for example, name is Ramu, okay, and salary is 10,000. Like a key value format we can write key column value, key column value, key column value, like that. So rules and regulations, when we are discussing about the dictionary, we will focus it. Okay, now just wait, I'll put charging. Okay. Now no, Dhananjay, we don't have generics. So simply here these things there gets under the collection list to tuple set to dictionaries. Okay, these all considering like a collection data types using one variable reference in memory location, many values at a time we are able to store. Okay, remember that. Comes to the fundamental related, what are coming here. So here int is there. So now here, now another one is float, guys. Another one is a float, and next bool related, bool data type, nothing but boolean representation, and string representation, considering like a str, guys. Str is nothing but a string, for your understanding. I'll write the full names here. So here billion data types, string data types. Okay, so here only into float complex complex values also, complex values. So like this, several types there, guys. Okay, na? Into, float, complex, these all things are technically considered like a numbers. These all like a numbers, integer number, float number, complex numbers like that. Boolean values, true, false related, string values, either single character or group of characters between the quotations. If available, considering like a string in Python. Okay, so these all data types, guys, are using the one variable, only one value at a time. We are able to store it. Okay, now so now here this related simply a equal to 10 like we can write. This is a representation, guys. So integer type value. Okay, now here simply I will use integer type related. Okay, simply I will write here float type related, and now here complex related, and here the boolean data type. Simply concept name is a string. So integer like this we are representing, and the next float how representing. Simply remember this one, float representing like that. Complex values how representing. C equal to 2 plus 3j like we are writing. So based on the j value, if j value is 2 imaginary value, so 3 into 2 6, 6 plus 2 8, finally C value is 8, number only. This is all nothing but like a numbers related only. Okay, no? And Boolean related. So for example, is active related. True I'm writing as is active related. And when coming to the string related, so for example, S1 equal to simply single character, and the next S2 equal to and a group of characters, blah blah blah. Whatever you want, you can write, or else simply hello. Okay, this is all considered like a string only. All of you clear, guys? These things? Okay. So now check it here. This data type, integer related data type using int representing as using int representing, and boolean related here. I mean, this is what float. So we have a float data type, and a complex related data type related, complex related. We have a complex, and now here this is the boolean related bool like there, guys, only bool, and the string related only str is there. Str is the data type. We are calling like a string, but data type is like a str. Okay, na? These are all things, if you want, you can do testing practically. See here, a equal to 10. Using the type function, we can get int type. Every data type is like one predefined class, remember that. And next, directly I will write here, guys. So 10.50. This is the float related. Okay, so now type function related. True, I'm writing. This is the bool related. Bool data type, guys. Bool related, and the next type of 2 plus 3j. This is the complex data type related. This is the data type. And the next type of a, then okay, open there, close not there, that's why error. So now str type you're getting, and now here the blah 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 I'm writing, str only getting. Okay, so these are the data types, remember it. And the same like these things related. So here type of list means square bracket, guys. So 1 comma 2 like I'm using. So now this is the list related. Tuple, if you want check it, tuple with parenthesis we are using, so like tuple. Okay, and when coming to this set curly brace syntax we are using. So now this set when coming to the dictionary, curly brace with the key column value. Now this is the dict data type, guys. Okay, now so here check it, data types, remember, guys. Concept name is dictionary, data type name is dict. Okay, so here when coming to here, data type name is set, and next when coming to here, this is what tuple data type, and next and this one is list. All of you clear? These two things. So all languages are having data types. I said the data types are nothing but some of the keywords of the programming languages which are used to specify the what type of data has to store into the variables. In these variables, what type of value required to store like that, we can define using these data types. But Python is a dynamically typed programming language. It means before the variable name, we are not going to use any data type. Just we are using variable name equal to value. Based on the value, memory is deciding. Okay, based on the value, it is the what type of value considering, identifying by the Python and allocating the required memory. Okay, so Python related all the data types like this. Two types are categorized, fundamental and collection. So fundamental means using the one variable reference in the memory location at a time only one value we are able to store. Okay, so comes under the fundamental data types. For example, we have a integer, float, complex, boolean, string. These all concepts related. These are the data types. And next collection. So by using the one variable reference in memory location at a time, many types of values if we are able to store using one reference, many values at a time if we are able to store in memory, then considering like a collection data types, different types guys. So here the into, float, string, tuple, list, boolean, like all I'm using. Using single reference only, I'm trying to creating. So list to, tuple, set to, dictionary, this all comes under the collection data types. This is about the basic data types concept. Each data type symbol, okay, syntax is which symbols we are using. This all you have to understand. So later data types related separately list one day, tuple one day, set one day, dictionary one day, string one day, like that we are going to discussing. I'm not going to continuing right now about this topic. And next one more point here. One more point here. In Python, every object or else in Python every data types okay, everything in Python everything we can consider as in Python everything we can consider as a object. In Python everything we can consider like a object guys. Remember that point. So every data type is like also one object. So list object, tuple object, set object, dictionary object, int object, float object, complex object, boolean object, like that we are pronouncing. So that's why. So in Python everything we can consider as object, I said. So all the data types are also considered as a objects only in Python. Okay, now this one everyone understanding, guys? All of you clear so far? Okay, so now all the data types are considered like objects in Python, I said, guys. So every object having behavior, guys. Okay, every object having behavior. So based on the object behavior, again these all data types are categorized into two groups, guys. Simply this is a carefully identify, guys. So every object having its own behavior. Every object having its own behavior, guys. So now based on okay, now based on object behavior, guys, based on object behavior, we can divide or else we can categorize based on object behavior, we can categorize all the data types into two groups. We can categorize all data types into two groups again. Okay, so are you clear about this point? In Python everything we can consider like object. Right now here different data types there, guys. All the data types are considered like objects only. Every object having its behavior. Based on the behavior, these all objects are divided like a two groups. So right now here these groups are based on what dividing? At a time using one reference, how many values we are able to store in memory? Using one reference, how many values we are able to store? Based on that, fundamental and collection like dividing. Okay, remember guys. So next here, based on the object behavior, every object having behavior, based on the object behavior, these all data types are categorized into two groups. So one is immutable objects, guys. Immutable object types, and second one is mutable. Second one is mutable object types. Like two groups dividing, mutable and immutable, mutable and immutable. Like we have two groups, guys. Mutable and immutable related. We have two groups. Okay, so come to here. What are the data types are comes under the immutable? I'll say right now here numbers, guys. All the numbers. Numbers means here int, float, and complex. And complex. This all comes under the numbers related. And next, another one is Boolean values. Boolean values, nothing but true or false. True or false related. These things. Okay. And next, another one is string, guys. Next is the string. So here str related. str related. Okay. So these are the data types, guys. These are the data types. So these numbers, booleans, and strings are comes under the immutable type object. And the next come to here mutable, mutable related list, list, guys. Here the data type is list type. List type is there. And now here another one is tuple, guys. Okay, here one more point, guys. Sorry, one more. Here only we can get it. Tuple related also. Tuple related. And now here tuple. Okay, next here list, set, and set related we have a set type. And next dictionaries, dictionary related we have a dicta. We have a dicta. Okay. Yes. These things is. See here the numbers related like into, float to complex, booleans related, true false related, strings related, tuple related. This all comes under the immutable object types, and list to set to dictionaries are comes under the mutable objects. When coming to this set again, two types of sets there. One is a set, another one is a Progen set. Progen set again comes under this one. That is later I will let you know. Don't worry. So right now remember these 2 points. So immutable objects means one word answer I'm giving is here. One word answer I'm giving. So not editable objects. Not editable objects in memory. Not editable objects in memory. In memory, guys. In memory, once creating. Not editable objects once creating in memory. Like simply you can remember like this. Not editable objects once creating in memory. Once creating in memory. Okay, this is the comes under the immutable. And next here editable objects. Immutable objects, guys. Mutable object types are nothing but editable objects once creating in the memory also. Once creating in the memory also. Okay, simple points. Immutable means not editable, means not changeable. Once creating in memory allocation with some values. Mutable means once creating in memory location with some values any object. In the future also we can do the changes. It means we can add, we can remove, we can delete like that. Okay, so just remember, guys, example I'm going to let you know. So here this is a tuple object, guys. TUP, nothing but tuple assumption. So here 10 comma 20 comma 30 like I'm using. So this is a Python memory, guys. This is a Python memory, and here 10 value, 20 value, 30 value storing in this memory. And this is a referencing with what? TUP. So this is the Python tuple related memory, guys. So internally, guys, these all memories like this dividing. Okay, parts wise, cells wise dividing. So where every value having indexing, unique indexing is there. This is a 0 indexing, 1 indexing, 2 indexing, like that. So objects indexing starts from 0 onwards, each time one incrementing, guys. So tuple object having how many values here? 3. It means index value, last index value is 3 minus 1, 2. N minus 1, length is 3, length minus 1 is the last index, remember it. And we have a tuple data type chapter separately, there we will discuss these all rules and regulations. Just now remember like that. Okay, I created this tuple object with these values, guys. Then in memory location, like this, storing in memory location. So once creating one tuple object with some values, or else once creating these kind of objects with some values in the memory, then in future we cannot do any changes. It means we cannot update this value, we cannot delete this value, we cannot add new value, guys. This is the fixed memory. Every object having its own memory, guys. For example, this memory is this one, like understanding. This object memory is this one, id. So in this memory we cannot do any changes. Just we can access the value. Tuple of 2 means 30, tuple of 1 20, tuple of 0 10, like we can access it. All of you clear?
Yes, sir.
That is about the immutable. Once creating, we cannot do any changes in the future in this object. If we are trying to do, it throws error, type error throws. You cannot do any changes like that, type error throws. Okay, so when coming to the list, guys, here, when coming to the list related object, so list means square bracket 10 comma 20 comma 30, like we can write it. Then here also, now storing here 20 30, and now referencing by list. Okay, list object. So here also same like a tuple indexing is there, guys. So here 0 indexing, 1 indexing, 2 indexing, like that. So this list object length is 3, length minus 1, last index. Okay, so this is editable object, I said. It means once creating one object with some values in memory location, next in the future also we can do changes in this same memory. This memory address is this memory address, this one assumption. Okay, this one is the memory address. In this memory we can update values, guys. For example, 10, like 15 we can update, and if we want we can delete. If we want we can delete this value, guys. 30 value we can delete. Okay, then object length is 2 only, 2 elements only there. If we want, we can add new values also. For example, 40 I want to add. If we want, we can add 40. So we can update the values, we can remove the values, we can add the values, like we can do any changes within the same memory only, same memory only. Okay, but if it is immutable in the same memory, we cannot do any changes. By using some other forceful ways, if we are doing, then in this memory not doing any changes, new object creating, and here changes are happening, and here the new memory creating is. So in the existing memory we cannot do changes. That point remember. This is the difference between mutable and immutable. Are you clear about this one? It's a very important question, more popular question for interview. What is the difference between mutable and immutable asking? So this related answer for this, and this related answer for this, like people explaining in interviews, blah blah blah, I mean opposite answer, they are getting confusing, and they're explaining differently. So almost all Python people knows about mutable and immutable, but suddenly mutable related for immutable, immutable related for mutable, explaining carefully, give it answer. And also what are comes under the mutable, what are the comes under the immutable, carefully remember it and give answer. Sometimes asking, let me know some immutable data type objects, let me know some mutable data type objects, like asking that time blah 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 teaching. They are not giving answer properly, blah blah blah, they are explaining. And remember, later we are going to discussing these all data types separately. So that time again this mutable and immutable related every day we are discussing. List is mutable or immutable, set is immutable or immutable, like that we are going to discussing. So I hope everyone are going to remembering these all topics. So this is about the data types. So why I'm telling these all data types separately means, so when we are going to discussing about the controlling statements concept, these data types we are going to use in a for loop or while loop or writing the conditions. So so far up to the last session, we assumed, just we used some variables with some values, just assumption we used guys. We assumed like some variable equal to value like that, just we used it. Okay. So dummy values guys. So right now, what are the types there? I given clearly. Remember, mutable and immutable definition, fundamental and collection definition, primitive and non-primitive. So carefully, we have to understand it. Okay, no? So remember guys. So later, data type conversions there guys. Type casting there. Okay, later session I will discuss. Type casting. Type casting functions there. Type casting function. Casting means one type of data into another type. For example, list type into set, set into list, list into tuple, okay, int into string, string into int, like that. One type into another type, how to converting. Typecasting functions also very, very important. Okay, typecasting functions what is available. Type conversions, types of type conversions, guys. Simply type conversions. Type conversions. We have two types of conversions. Implicit type conversion, explicit type conversion means automatically converting some data types, and explicitly we are going to converting some data types. So how automatically converting, how we are converting explicitly. If we want to converting, we have to know about the typecasting functions. Okay, na? Later, how to read data from user using keyboard. Using keyboard, guys. So we are using laptop, guys. Enter first number like asking, then you're going to enter one number. Enter second number, you're going to enter second number. Okay, finally result you are going to returning. So from the user, if you want to read the data from the user, if you want to read the data using keyboard, then how we are reading the data. Okay, now for this one popular function is there, input function is there. So these all things in the next session I'm going to teaching. So once completing these all guys, the basic fundamentals completing, and later using these all concepts. So controlling statements concept we are going to discussing that time. From the user using input function, I'm going to read the data. That data I want to convert as per my requirement, and I can use it. That's why what are the data type there? These all things you have to understand how to converting and all. Remember up to here. I will stop this session here. I'll stop this session here, and we'll continue next session tomorrow. So don't miss it, guys. These all are very, very important for learning the Python related. I said first 2 week sessions related, all fundamentals you're going to get it. And if you are understanding guys very well, instead of typing these all topics here directly, what is immutable, what is immutable, I'll explain, and directly these are there, like I'll explain. A lot of time saving. Based on your capability, will increase a little bit speed, otherwise a little days increasing. Okay, so don't miss it. Next session we'll complete this one. After that, controlling statements. After controlling statements, again I will come back to the data types one by one. I'll discuss. So here order is not important, guys. Some people first teaching the data types separately, and later they are going to use controlling statements. Some people first teaching controlling statement, and later developing the, discussing the data types. Okay, na? Yes, remember, I'll stop this recording. If you're having any queries, you can let me know. So thank you.